Hi, my name's Ashley with Adventure Atmospheres. Happy holidays. Please sit back, enjoy the falling snow, and listen as we recite a few poems. Winter Solstice by Stephanie Laird. The time of the year with the great darkness. Nature slumbers in quiet starkness. The trees are bare, the earth is asleep. The silence and stillness run truthful and deep. Recognize that, as the earth is resting, it bestows on you its greatest blessing. That from winter comes spring and life once again, for the wheel of nature spins with no end. Take ease in these cycles, honest and true. Have faith in the rhythm of nature for you. Realize that harmony comes from within, and know all is well as the new cycle begins. Winter Solstice by Stephanie Laird. The earth sleeps in the cool darkness, with the winter landscape's beautiful starkness. But from this rest we begin a new phase, with shorter nights and longer days. Nature's assurance should give you peace, for her changes of seasons have never ceased, and from this phase will she reveal the perfect flow and turn of the wheel. So be blessed with balance and know all is right, and rejoice in this long, cool solstice night. Earth, Teach Me to Remember by John Yellow Lark. Earth, teach me stillness, as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering, as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility, as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring, as the mother who secures her young. Earth, teach me courage, as the tree which stands alone. Earth, teach me limitation, as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom, as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation, as the leaves which die in the fall. Earth, teach me regeneration, as the seeds which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself, as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness, as dry fields weep in the rain. I Sit Beside the Fire and Think by J.R.R. Tolkien. I sit beside the fire and think of all that I have seen, of meadow flowers and butterflies and summers that have been, of yellow leaves and gossamer, and autumns that there were, with morning mist and silver sun and wind upon my hair. I sit beside the fire and think of how the world will be when winter comes without a spring that I shall ever see. For still there are so many things that I have never seen. In every wood, in every spring, there is a different green. I sit beside the fire and think of people long ago, and people that will see a world that I shall never know. But all the while I sit and think of times there were before. I listen for returning feet and voices at the door. Snowflakes by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Out of the bosom of the air, out of the cloud folds of her garments shaken, over the woodlands brown and bare, over the harvest fields forsaken, silent and soft and slow descends the snow, even as our cloudy fancies take suddenly shape in some divine expression, even as the troubled heart doth make in the white countenance confession. The troubled sky reveals the grief it feels. This is the poem of the air, slowly in silent syllables recorded. This is the secret of despair. Long it is cloudy bosom hoarded, now whispered and revealed to wood and field. White Eyes by Mary Oliver. In winter, all the singing is in the tops of the trees, where the wind bird, with its white eyes, shoves and pushes amongst the branches. Like any of us, he wants to go to sleep, but he's restless. He has an idea, and slowly it unfolds from under his beating wings as long as he stays awake. But his big, round music, after all, is too breathy to last, so it's over. In the pine crown he makes his nest. He's done all he can. I don't know the name of this bird. I only imagine his glittering beak tucked in a white wing, while the clouds, which he has summoned from the north, which he has taught to be mild and silent, thicken and begin to fall into the world below like stars or the feathers of some unimaginable bird that loves us, that is asleep now and silent, that has turned itself into snow. Blizzard by Linda Paston. The snow has forgotten how to stop. It falls, stuttering at the glass, a silk windsock of snow blowing under the porch light, tangling trees which bend like old women snarled in their own knitting. Snow drifts up to the step, over the doorsill, a pointless blur, the wedding of form and motion shaping itself to the wish of any object it touches. Chairs become laps of snow. The moon could be breaking apart and falling over the eaves, over the roof, a white bear. Winter Morning by James Cruz. When I can no longer say thank you for this new day and the waking into it, for the cold scrape of the kitchen chair and the ticking of the space heater glowing orange as it warms the floor near my feet, I know it's because I've been fooled again by the selfish, unruly man who lives in me and believes he deserves only safety and comfort. But if I pause as I do now and watch the streetlights outside flashing off one by one like old men blinking their cloudy eyes, if I listen to my tired neighbors slamming car doors hard against the morning and see the steaming coffee in their mugs kissing chapped lips as they sip and exhale each of their worries white into the icy air around their faces, then I can remember this one life is a gift each of us was handed and told to open. Untie the bow and tear off the paper. Look inside and be grateful for whatever you find, even if it is only the scent of a tangerine that lingers on the fingers long after you've finished peeling it. Ice by Gail Mazer. In the warming house, children lace their skates, bending, choked over their thick jackets. A Franklin stove keeps the place so cozy, it's hard to imagine why anyone would leave. Clumping across the frozen beach to the river, December's always the same at Ware's Cove. The first sheer ice, black, then white and deep, until the city sends trucks of men with wooden barriers to put up the boys' hockey rink. An hour of skating after school, of trying wobbly figure eights, an hour of distances moved backwards without falling. Then, twilight. The warming house steamy with girls pulling on boots, their chafed legs aching. Outside, the hockey players keep playing, slamming the round black puck until it's dark, until supper. At night, a shy girl comes to the cove with her father. Although there isn't any music, they glide arm in arm onto the blurred surface together, braced like dancers. She thinks she'll never be so happy, for who else will find her graceful, find her perfect, skate with her in circles outside the empty rink forever.